that an hour and a half long orientation about the course. All the quizzes are on campus, so you need to click on quiz 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need to print out that document. You need to answer all the questions. I need you to turn in the hard copy of that quiz whenever it's due. Okay. So on Wednesday, when you come to class at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will have a stack of folders in the front, and you find your own folder and you put your quiz in there. That's how I collect the quiz. When I finish grading, I will bring the folder back and I'll leave the folder on the counter, and you can pick up your graded quiz. And if you have questions about the grading, or if you have questions about the actual questions in the quiz there, feel free to talk to me. And all of the homework assignments and quizzes, the only objective there is to give you a chance to practice what we have talked about. So make sure you take the time and work on the quiz, work on the homework assignments there. And I will try to grade it as soon as I collect them, and then I'll try to return it to you as soon as I finish grading, and especially during the summer hours there, because during the summer semester, because it's just you don't have a lot of time. As I always say this, you don't have a whole lot of time to digest and process information. I want to give you as much time as possible. And in the meantime, a couple of you emailed you said, well, I thought you were not answering emails after 5 or during the weekend there. And it's that statement in the syllabus is intended for some of my students, my favorite students actually, who would just complain about anything and everything. Because sometimes I hear complaints that, well, this instructor never replied to me. Well, the email was sent after hours or during the weekend there. And so I figured they should not expect me to work during the weekend. However, that said, after so many years of teaching, I've got into the habit of checking my work email pretty much every day, including Saturday and Sundays there. So if you have a question, especially for the summer class there, on first day of class there, I told you that I really admire you. You know, it's your summer and you choose to take a 5-week class, and it's an 8 o'clock class. I can never do 8 o'clock classes there. So I figured I would try to make as much available to you as possible in terms of help. And if you need help, and no matter when you are working on the questions there, if you have a question there, and you can send me a message there. And I cannot guarantee during the weekend and then after hours there, I cannot guarantee a reply to you, but I'll try my best. And if not, well, we meet 4 days a week and every day for these 2 hours. So if you send me a message, say 12 o'clock last night, and I didn't get to answer it until now, well, you can always talk to me when you see me in person in class there. Okay. So this is a very fast-paced class there. I just want to make sure everybody understands. Whenever you have a question, when you're working on things there, whenever you have a question, my door is always open 24/7. You can shoot me a message there, and I'll try to get back to you. Another thing that we're proposing to make a change is regarding the start of the lab time. Okay. Now currently, well, for the past two lab sessions there, we started at 10:30, and the lab runs from 10:30 to 12:30, and that was a plan made solely by me without actually consulting with my other lab instructors there. And in the past, I haven't done the lab. Well, the last time I did the lab of Chem 101 was last summer, and during that year, we were able to finish most of the activities within an hour and a half. So I figured it was something similar this summer when I developed the schedule there, and so I condensed the lab time from 3 hours to 2 hours for the summer there. And obviously the other instructors started talking to me and said, it's not going to work because of the current version of the lab manual, and also because of the number of questions you may see for the quizzes in the lab there, and it may take even longer time for students to answer the questions, and then that will give students even less time to work on the activity. So we made an agreement over the weekend there. We are going to start on Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to start our lab 1 hour earlier. And so the lab will, on Tuesday and Thursday, the lab will start at 9:30. I will try to wrap up my lecture around 9:15-ish, the latest. So you will have at least a 15 minutes break before you have to go to class. So that way we would have 3 hours, just as a regular semester, we would have 3 hours of block of time for the lab activity. If we finish early, you gotta get off. You can get off early. But if we need that time, the time is available. It's unlike the other situation when you only have 2 hours, and if you finish early, you finish early. But sometimes, more than often, especially this week for Tuesday and Thursday's lab, and you may not even have enough time if you're going to do a quiz, which takes about 15-20 minutes at the beginning. Then the lab itself may require 2 hours there, and then if we only have 2 hours scheduled in there, you won't have enough time to finish. So that's the reason for the change there. For any possible confusion, I apologize, and we'll see how it goes there. I will try to remind you again tomorrow that the lab will start at 9:30 instead of 10:30. Okay, so we do need 3 hours actually after looking at the activities that we have to do throughout the semester for this particular lab course there. We do need 3 hours there. Most likely you would still be able to get out maybe half an hour before it ends. But since I'm dealing with 24 students there in the lab there, some people may be able to finish the lab activity within 2 hours, or some may need some extra time there. So it's always like a safety net, and you always have a little bit extra time, and so that everyone can actually finish the lab activity. Okay, so we will continue, and if you have any questions about the lab, about the lecture there, make sure you talk to me. And again, just want to remind you, this is week 2 of the 5-week summer class of Chem 101. And if you have questions, bring it up as soon as you can. You can't really afford to sit on a problem otherwise, and before you know it, it becomes overwhelming, and it's too much for you to handle there. And I've been also checking student activity on Canvas. Some people have already logged on to Canvas and viewed 200 different pages, or at least spent that much amount of time on Canvas already. Some has yet to show any activity on Canvas, and that's not a good sign. Okay, you need to stay on top of things and checking the course material, and printing out the quizzes, and knowing where the homeworks are, and when the homework is due. That's very important. You got to spend at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get that information. And for some of the students, I haven't seen any activity on Canvas when I logged in, when I checked the student activity yet. So by the time that you come to my office, if you're telling me I've been struggling with all these different issues there, I will log on Canvas, see how much time you have spent on Canvas. If you haven't even spent a minute or 2 minutes on there, I won't buy your argument there. Okay, so again, we are in chapter 2 there. On Thursday, we're talking about determining the charges for different types of ions there. Now, we gave you the definition of ion. Ion is when a single atom reacts with other atoms, and there is a result of giving or releasing or receiving electrons, and then the ions of the atoms become charged. The charged particle is what we call the ion. And we need you to be able to determine the charges for the main group elements there. We need you to be able to determine the charges for monatomic ions. And then for transition metal, we also need you to memorize some of the